This section is going to be talking about profile by slope from elements, variable slope from elements, and vertical offset from elements. Okay, so we have a building line here that has a profile assigned to it, and we're going to place that profile on this red line, fence line. We're going to take a look at it. You can hover over it, you can see it's got an active profile. I'm going to take a look at that active profile in the profile model window, and you'll see at the very top up there, there is a profile, and it's the active profile. So that's where we're going to base our slopes off of. Okay, so we're going to open up this red line 3D model in our profile model, and you'll see we have existing ground over there. We're going to take a look at the by slope from element first. It's under the element profiles, and we're going to put that on this red line based on the building line. So we're going to go up to our open roads modeling, geometry, in our vertical tools. We're going to take a look at the element profiles, which is right above there. We expand that out, we're going to go down to profile by slope from element. We'll select that. Dialog box pops up. We've got a point selection, all vertices and centroid. What that'll do is all will get the most precise and the most points. Profile adjustment, we can have it draw the minimum or the maximum profile points. Vertical offset, whatever slope that we choose out there, we can offset that. And then a slope, we can go ahead and give it a slope value in here. So I'm going to start with a slope here of -2%. So that will project that down onto that element, and we can give it a name. Okay, I'm just doing like a 2% down, and that will name that profile line. As we come out here onto the screen, it says locate the element to profile, so that'll be the red line, and then we'll right click, and then we'll pick on the line that we want to project 2%. So we're accepting all of that, accepting down through the list of the dialog, and then you can see it creates that profile in your profile model. If we hit F4, we can go select that line. You'll notice that there are no pop-ups, there's no dimensions that we can modify. Okay, the next thing we're going to look at then is the variable slope from element. We're also going to look at that red line in the profile model. So if you haven't got that over there, get that one in there. We're going to use that same building line. So open roads modeling, geometry, we're under vertical element profiles, profile by variable slope from element. Dialog pops up. The only real difference in here is we have the ability to do constant, linear, and a few others that we'll take a look at. We're going to do linear. If you do constant, it's just like the one before it. So we're going to do a start slope. Okay, -2. We've got an end slope of +2, no offsets, and then we're going to go ahead and lock to start and lock to end. And that will do the entire length. Then we can give it a name and just type name in there. Come out on the screen and we'll accept the linear. It says locate the plan element to profile. We'll pick the red line. Locate the reference. That'll be the building line. And then we've got a start and end slope. You want to left click where you want to start it and left click where you want to end it. And we've already got our slopes plugged in, and it'll go ahead and create that profile for you. If we select that in the window, it is now looking at the properties. You can see that we can adjust those things inside the properties, but selecting the line, you can't do it. Okay, so you'd have to do that in the properties. If we take a look at variable again, this time we're going to switch it to the reverse by quadratic. Okay, and we're going to start and end at 2%. We're going to leave everything in here the same, except for I'm going to change the name, put the 2 at the end, and enter that in. Okay, we're going to accept it. We're going to use the reverse. We're going to select the line to profile, select the line to base it off of, and then left click to start and the slope, and left click to end in the slope. No vertical offset, And then once you zoom over here, you can kind of see that one, instead of doing a straight linear line from one point to the other, puts in kind of a reverse curve for you. So that one kind of does an automatic reverse curve. We're going to go down to the next tool now, vertical offset from an element. That dialog has pretty much the same options inside of it. We've got vertical offset here of 1. I'm going to plug that in, do a constant, and we're going to go over down here and give it a name. We'll go ahead and lock the start and end as well. And we're just going to give this one a different name. We'll call it 1 foot above. Okay, and we're going to come out here and just accept it. We're doing that tool. Left click on the red line, left click on the building line, what we've been doing. Our offset's going to be 1, so all we have to do is accept it, and it will create that profile with an offset of 1 above. And if you left click on it, you'll see you have the ability to adjust that 1 out there on the screen. If we take a look at profile vertical offset from element again, this time from constant, we'll do a linear. So we've got 2 offsets now, a beginning and an end. We'll change our end to 2, and we'll just give it a different name down here, 1 foot to 2 foot above. We'll come out here and accept that we're going to do linear. We'll go ahead and left click on the red line to profile it. The building line then to come off of that. Accept the start and the end with those values, and you'll see it'll draw a linear offset from the left to the right, from 1 foot above to 2 foot. Left click on it, you can't make those adjustments just by clicking on it on the screen. You'd have to do that in properties.